Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody else. If you enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, ring the bell, and leave a comment. Do the gods exist? The stories told tell of the gods behaving badly. If the gods are truly divine, would their actions not be divine as well? Therefore, Zeus must not exist. Splat! It's the Global History Show with Mr. Benjamin. This episode, Greek Philosophers.
Woohoo!
It's a Global History Show.
Learning targets for this episode, I can describe what each Greek philosopher taught. I can summarize the ways in which Greek philosophers influenced Western achievements.
The Greeks made many lasting contributions to the world during the Golden Age of Greece. A golden age is a time of relative peace and prosperity when great achievements are made. Some of the greatest influence to later civilizations made by the Greeks was in the area of philosophy. Philosophers were lovers of wisdom. Many were thinkers who traveled from polis to polis, city-states, teaching. Philosophers looked to reason and/or observation to discover truth instead of relying on traditional beliefs, superstitions, explanations related to the gods. The philosophers rejected absolute moral standard. Among the many great Greek philosophers, three stand out as superstars: Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle. Socrates was a retired soldier and stonecutter. He was known as a disagreeable, sharp-tongued, unbathed, smelly, ugly guy. But he had a brilliant mind and inspired many of the other Greek philosophers. Socrates developed the Socratic method, named after him. In the Socratic method, a teacher asks his students a series of questions that challenge the students' beliefs. Socrates instilled a questioning spirit which became central to Greek philosophy. The oracle, the spiritual leader of Greece, said that Socrates was the wisest man in all of Greece. Socrates argued that he knew nothing. After questioning many of Athens' most prominent citizens, he concluded that no one seems to know anything, and therefore he is wise because he is the only one who knows that he knows nothing. Socrates uses self-reflection, looking inward, questioning his personal beliefs about the meaning of life, what is beauty, what is justice, what is truth, what is right and wrong. He spends much of his time asking questions of fellow Athenians, examining the truth of their core beliefs. Athens was involved in a war, the Peloponnesian War against Sparta. Many cities were depopulated. People were massacred, and Athens was forced to surrender to Sparta. During the war, Socrates led his students in questioning the existence of the gods and questioning if the war was a just war. During wartime, this questioning of core beliefs and actions of great consequence were tolerated less by the political leaders. Socrates was arrested and tried for corrupting the youth and not worshiping the gods. Socrates was offered his freedom if he would stop interrogating people. He replied, "An unexamined life is not worth living," which was a refusal. He was sentenced to death by drinking hemlock poison. Welcome to the middle of the show. Hey, comedian Aeus, stand-up philosopher. How about that Socrates, eh? What a great philosopher. But man, is he sticky and ugly. Socrates was so smelly, when he went to the beach, the cats would try to bury him in the sand. Socrates' face was so ugly, when he looks in the mirror, the reflection ducks. Socrates' face is so ugly, children of Athens were always trying to pin a tail on it. Socrates is so ugly, his pillow cries at night. Socrates is so ugly, the whole Spartan army was afraid to face him. Socrates is so ugly, his mother used to tie a stake around his neck to get the dog to play with him. Socrates' face is so ugly, it turned Medusa's face to stone. One of Socrates' students was Plato. Plato was from a wealthy aristocratic family. Plato followed in Socrates' footsteps with the use of reason and a questioning spirit. It is through Plato that we know about Socrates because Plato writes down imagined conversations between Socrates and his students called dialogues. Plato thought about grand ideas and theories. Among his ideas was the idea that we do not experience the true world. We only see reflections and shadows of the true world. He said that for everything that exists in the world, there is a perfect form of it to be found in another realm. Plato was a critic of democracy. He thought that most people did not think well and were bad at using reason. So he saw democracy as rule by the stupid people, or mob rule. His ideal form of government was to have philosopher kings. Plato founded the Academy, which became the first university. His best student became the next great philosopher, Aristotle. Aristotle, like Plato, believed that having one strong and good leader would be the best kind of government. Aristotle thought that people should live a life of moderation and avoid extremes. He called this idea the golden mean. Where Plato thought of grand theories and searched for evidence that would fit into his set of ideas, Aristotle started with observations and followed the evidence to discover truth. Aristotle is the father of biology and botany. The system of taxonomy categorization of living things used today was created by Aristotle. Aristotle's system of organizing living things into kingdom, phylum, class, order, family, genus, and species, categories based on shared characteristics. Aristotle said, "It is the mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it." Aristotle became the tutor and later advisor to a young Alexander the Great, who would become the ruler of all of Greece and conquering ruler of the largest empire until that of Genghis Khan. He would impress upon Alexander the Great a love of Greek achievement, which would lead to Alexander the Great spreading Greek achievements throughout his conquered lands. Aristotle founded a library and school, the Lyceum. His writings covered many subjects, including physics, biology, zoology, botany, metaphysics, logic, ethics, aesthetics, poetry, theater, music, rhetoric, psychology, linguistics, economics, politics, and more. These Greek philosophers helped to shape Western ideas of humanism, the use of reason and observation, a questioning spirit, and the development of the scientific method.
Well, that's it for the show. Why, thank you for saying I'm the wisest person in the land, but I really know very little. Have a drink? Sure. Hemlock?
I drink a lot. I drink a lot.
Ouch!